start to get into those murky waters, it's suddenly like, well, everybody's owning everything now. And you said the sky slithered in this way, and you said this color is like, I mean, there's phrasings that other authors might have used at some point, and you didn't even realize it, and you wrote it in your book, and, you know, it's not like you're plagiarizing their work. You just happen to be influenced by all of it. And that's same thing with language, actually, when we were writing the new language. Language is just stealing from other languages when you create a new language. You're not like really creating a brand new language.
You can't own pronouns first, second, third person, plural, and singular.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't own this concept.
Yeah, or syntax or grammatical positioning. All of that's already been done, and all you're doing is just pulling from Finnish here and pulling from Maori and pulling from ancient Hebrew and pulling from whatever, and you're piecing it together to create your own thing. So like I brought in a linguist for mine, and our language is based on basically 30 or 40 different ancient languages.
Right. But
they're not, it's original in that it's a combination of those 30 to 40 languages, but it's not like we just invented a new sound, It's I think you're right. Like copyright is a really tricky thing now because there's so many things that have already been patented and copywritten.
And larger companies who are powerful enough to just have factories of, lawyers.
Yeah.
And like Getty Images is notorious for just
claiming everything.
Having like a zillion little subcontractors that just, do whatever.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm sure, there's other institutions. Disney is very aggressive about their intellectual property. Of course, then they go and they influence Congress to extend Mickey Mouse to 125 years. Like literally my kids will be dead before Donald Duck goes into public domain.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I know.
Oh, well, anyway, opinions on any associated matter. We were talking about copyright.
Well, that's pretty much it. I think just for the most part, you copyright the individual products, the IPs that you create, but when it comes to just like overall themes and terms, I don't really know if there's much left to copyright.
Right. Well, this does say copyright 2022 Shaun Barrowes.
That's right, for the actual whole book. Yeah.
You just go and the Copyright Office says, all right, we acknowledge that you told us this was yours.
Right. So
they actually don't do much for you.
No, I have a piece of paper that says this book is copywritten. So if someone were to really, I don't know, they'd have to really steal.
Well, exactly, copy it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I guess there's socially and legally, there's a distinction between literally copying something, like taking a DVD or going into a movie theater, recording the thing, and then ripping it on a DVD for the streets of wherever it is.
Yeah.
That's different than somebody really trying to create something of their own,
and it's being
and that just happens. Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, there was a song by I want to say Will Ferrell, but that's the actor. It was another guy, something Ferrell.
Ferrell.
Dum 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 dum. The funk.
Oh
Uptown Funk.
Oh yeah, Bruno Mars.
Yes, that's it. Why did I say Will Ferrell?
No, the guy, the producer guy, what's his name? But yeah, Bruno Mars is
all right, anyway, but he got, because he made zillions off of it.
Yeah.
And he got sued by like 5 people because they smell the money.
Yeah,
and they're like, well, your bass line kind of sounds like our bass line.
Right.
And it's like, and I look at this stuff because I'm interested, and I'm just like, come on.
I know. Yeah.
It was a different song.
Yeah.
They didn't copy your song.
Yeah.
Copyright, not similar right.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, yeah. Well, we kind of made this a major topic.
I
did because I.
And that's a good term. Similar right. It's like copyright versus similar right. Yeah.
All right. So, what's the next steps for your book? What are you doing?
Well, now I got to write book 2. I also wanted to write a short story that was parallel to this, just to have a free short story to give to everybody that was from the perspective of her best friend. But yeah, I'm working on book 2, album 2. Every book has an album that goes with it. So there's going to be another 8 to 10 songs per book that come out with a full orchestra and choir.
That is a brilliant idea.
Yeah, it's fun.
When you imagine this as a movie, do you think that it could be like literally a musical?
Yeah. But,
okay.
like in the sense that like, so Moulin Rouge would be a good pattern for that. Like the way that they did the musical in that one, or I mean, I guess Greatest Showman too. But I didn't love the story of Greatest Showman. I felt like the music was what really made the movie popular, but the story was kind of basic. And I would want to make this a different kind of musical because it is the power source. But they're not just going to randomly burst out a song in the street and do a dance number. It's going to be more like they are singing for a purpose in the movie.
Oh, okay. Kind of like Lord of the Rings when the dwarves start singing.
That's probably more. There you go. That's probably more like that kind of a musical. Yeah. If you were to do that, but with more songs, and it's more of an emphasis than that. But that's probably the right comparison.
Well, yeah, and certain people are going to love that. And certain people are going to kind of grit their teeth through it. Yeah. But you create whatever you create, and it's going to be loved for that reason.
It'll find its audience because you're doing something that's different. Anytime you do anything that's different, it's always going to create haters and lovers. That's what you want to do is split the audience, and so that you have your hardcore fans and hardcore haters. They just have to kind of go. You have to have the haters, or it doesn't actually show any level of success.
Well, that's true. I guess the more people are involved and come into contact with your work, there's going to be these pockets that form spontaneously.
And
but when you're small, you can have 100% love.
Yeah,
because nobody cares.
Right. It's when you get bigger.
And of course,
once you start getting your first hater, that's just the sign that you've made it.
Yeah. Well, I call them the unaccomplished.
Yeah.
So people who can't accomplish something, they get sort of this reflected glory from just tearing something down.
Right.
The kid, exactly the kid in first grade that kicks over the block tower of the other kid.
Exactly. Yeah.
That he's like, he got some attention.
Yeah.
He was entertained.
It's totally that.
And didn't construct anything. Just tore it down.
Yep.
And like, I'm like, well, I don't have much respect for that. Like, I don't respond, because I think what happens is sometimes someone will show up and they'll be like, oh, your thing, blah, and you feel like you want to respond to that, when in reality it deserves zero attention.
Right.
Literally none. And back to your thing, I was thinking that by the time you're ready to make your movie, there will possibly be AI-generated movies.
I know, yeah.
Like literally the AIs will be so smart and have so much ability to create three-dimensional objects. Right. You will literally put your thing into a module, it will read your book in 1 minute, and within an hour it will have generated a photorealistic movie of your book.
Right, that'd be pretty
based
nuts.
on the description.
And that, I mean, just right now, even
and you'll just, sorry to interrupt, but you'll just go in and like edit some things. Like you'll add more text in certain areas, and it'll rework it.
Right.
Weird, right?
We'll become programmers.
You might just not even programming. Because like a ChatGPT, you don't gotta have any programming knowledge now. But you might go out and license some, semi-famous or famous people just to play your things. Your wife will go in and they'll turn her around like this. Yeah. And she'll become that character. Right. Yeah. And license to you. Exactly. Which you should get.
Yeah. I know, you're right. That is the direction we're headed. And even right now, if you played around with Stable Diffusion or Warped Fusion, those are the two AIs I've been kind of playing around with recently.
Oh, that you're using, okay.
Yeah, Warped Fusion, you can take a video and turn your, whoever, like video of Naomi, for example, I'll turn her into a Statue of Liberty dancing. And it'll just be her same movements, but as the Statue of Liberty dancing.
And it just does it.
Yeah. It does take a long time and processing power, so there's still a few months away from it being a little more mainstream. Excuse me. Mm. But yeah, I mean, you're right. There was actually a Black Mirror episode about that. Have you seen that?
Oh, how do I love Black Mirror?
I know.
My Father's Day present was that my wife would watch a whole episode with me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. See, my wife won't watch Black Mirror. I have to kind of watch it on my own.
It's disturbing.
Yeah, but
some of them are very tender. They're dramas, like I'll Be Back, where the woman gets sort of the... Yeah. You remember. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was your teaser. The woman gets the sort of, We all
know what we're talking about. Yeah, I mean, they just barely had the first episode of the new season of that deep fake movie series.
Jonah's Awful.
Jonah's Awful. Yep.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, exactly. But that's exactly what we're talking about. You put the book in there,
the thing,
and suddenly you got a whole movie with starring Kate Blanchett or Salma Hayek, and there it is.
Well, and in that Black Mirror episode, they don't understand. The people that are in charge of the technology don't understand the technology.
Right.
They're like, she says, this is basically magic.
Yeah.
They don't understand how it's working.
Right. That's the scary part. That's the scary part. I know, because it's AI.
Black Mirror. Oh, you're so good.
I know. It's AI creating AI. That's what it is.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like levels of simulations.
Yeah.
Are we in a simulation? Well, that was my first thing with ChatGPT, was to get it to admit,
yeah. And we're in a simulation.
So, I am almost 100% convinced. That it's a simulation.
Yeah.
It has to be. That it's but it's been what surprises me is that this reality is so benevolent. Like you think, these awful things, blah blah blah, but by and large, I'd say 99% at least is benevolent. Your organs are all working.
Yeah.
The there's the air. It's not like us. 1 chance in 100 there's going to be a pocket of unbreathable air.
Right.
It all just works.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've got theories about it. I don't want to talk about that in your video. Yeah, we are to a half hour, and I know you have a time limit. So I just want to finish by embarrassing Shaun a little bit, in a good way, about how we met. And it was your parents. So your parents, the Barrowses, when I moved with my company and my young family to Spanish Fork in 2004, we didn't have a place to live. We arrived and found out that the people in the house weren't moving out yet.
Oh, yeah.
And his mom and dad took us in like strays. And just like that, like they did not hesitate. They never asked for anything. And I've met a lot of people in this world. But Shaun's parents and his family in general are like salt of the earth, man. Like that. This is good human beings, and we lived with them for 4 months.
Yeah.
Who would take this other with little kids in for 4 months, and basically just treat them so well, treat them like family. And in the 4 months that I was there, watching, being involved in everyday affairs, I never saw even one thing that was unvirtuous about your parents.
Yeah.
They're just incredible. And so what a great family. And of course we were there because you have 2 younger sisters. Can I say their names?
Yeah.
Okay. Their names are Venna and Jenna.
Yeah, they rhyme. Yeah.
And I love that. And they're both great. But when we were there, they still lived there. Like they were still just they just graduated from high school. I thought Venna was like 14 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in 2004...
She would have been...
Oh, no, we're about to give away the age of your sister. This is fantastic. That's great. Do it.
She would have been 20. I think 20, right? Yeah, 20. Yeah.
20.
In 2004?
And Jen is actually younger.
18, yep.
Yeah.
18. So
they were about to be out. But anyway...
Yeah.
All so great. But anyway, they had this big part in their hallway where there were pictures of the kids in like a line. That's still there, right?
It is.
And then they were going to put the grandkids under. And let me tell you, that was one big old blank wall. and we had some concerns about Logan for a while there. We were like, is anything, what's going on? And so, but an absolutely fantastic family.
No, thank you. Yeah.
Right. Any last words?
No, you're right. My parents are great. They think they...
Any last words, Stage Barrowes?
No, I don't know. See,
he can't think of it. Mine
went blank. No. Yeah, well, no, thanks for having me on this channel. I guess not podcast, but, it's always fun to chat with you, Shaun. We've had many fun conversations. Shaun is always great at throwing some random information into the conversation, too. I feel like we've always had some fun surprises in conversations, and I mean, even like in our church congregations, you do things that were just off color enough that were really fun. I still like. I don't know. Just certain things that were always hilarious to me.
The bishop was always sweating when I got up there.
Know.
What is this guy going to say now?
I know. Yeah.
You can hear the pews creak as everyone sort of like leans forward.
I know.
Oh man.
Just a little bit, off color.
Don't worry, Bishop. I'll be good.
And we're in like the most conservative congregation of two-horse town, Utah.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty funny when you're blessing your child and you hold her up and say, "Behold!"
Yeah, everybody remembered that.
Yeah, the Lion King moment there.
That was Willow.
That's right.
All right, well, off I go. Thank you very much.
Yep.
This gave me some things, and you'll of course send me the links that you wanted.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks,
Thank
BTP
you.
fans.